Okay, so I saw a few questions before. So, Prabal Deep, are we relating calculator and calculator tests through references? Yes, that's what we did. We did, but just one way, okay? So we just did calculator tests. It has a reference now to calculator, okay? So there is a reference there. Awesome. Okay, great. Let me see if there's anything else there. No, that's okay. Okay, so to start our second half, I'm gonna start with a nearpod quiz. Just to recap a few of the concepts, a few of the things that we had a look so far. So let me just get the link to that. Let's see, nearpods. My nearpods. So if you can load nearpod.com, please. So test-driven development. I'm gonna go with a live session, and you can enter the codes, or I'm going to post the link directly in the chat for everyone to see it, and in Padlet as well. So here's the link, here's the codes for questions. I'll give you 3 minutes here to have a look at them. And if you missed our music, I'm gonna try to put it here. You can always mute. Okay, so let's have a look at that together. Perfect. Okay, so first one here. The testing framework available out of the box on Visual Studio is called, which one of those? Give me some feedback there. MS Test. Okay, let us see. Anyone has any other opinions there? MS Test it is. Okay, so NUnit is a real one. XUnit as well. MyUnit Test, no such a thing. Okay, so the one that comes by default is MS Test on Visual Studio. The order of the 3 sections that we have in our test methods. What is it? We have, first we arrange them, then we act upon those values, then we test whether or not the output of the values match the expected result. So we have arrange, act, and assert. Okay, so when adding a new project to Visual Studio Solution, select which one? Which one is the one that we select? Yes, so we have to select the one that is called .NET Framework Unit Test. Very easy to get confused with MS Test project, okay? Because Unit Test project is still an MS project, an MS Test project, okay? But we are using the .NET Framework one. And last one, what is an example of a valid method declaration? So what does it mean to be a valid? It's a public method, it has a return type as void, and it does not have any parameter. Okay, so which one fits the bill? The first one, the problem is that we have an argument. B, the problem is that we have Boolean, not voids. Okay? Then C, the problem is that we don't have public. It becomes a private method. And then we have correctly D, public, voids, no arguments, no parameters. Okay? So D. Great. Awesome. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? Any doubts? Okay, so we're gonna step now into the last two test methods that we're gonna be creating. Okay, we're gonna be creating additional two methods here. The first one, now, Sina, let's revisit that question that you asked about denominator being 0. Okay? So, the method that is right now, what happens if the denominator is 0? Which error gets triggered? Anyone remembers the type of error that gets triggered when denominator is 0? Divide by 0 exception. Okay? So, also remember when we were talking about the try-catch blocks, okay? That a method can throw an exception. Whoever is calling that method should be the one handling the exception. Okay? I'm saying that because you could keep divides like this here. Don't add a try here. You can add a try in the click of the button. You could add a try here. However, let's stick to that for now. Do you agree with me that there is a situation where this method is expected to throw an exception? Can you agree with me with that, about that? That there is an exception here. So, guess what? We can also test, we can create a method that's going to test whether or not the expected exception happened here. We're going to create that now. We're going to put this in a way that our new test methods will be expecting an exception. Okay? A little bit strange, but yes, we can create test cases, unit tests, that we are expecting an error to happen. Okay? Let's do this right now. We're gonna create a new test, public test method here. So I'm gonna say public void. Look, we're gonna go back to the rules of how we name this properly. Name of the method first, so divide. Then the input arguments. If you have the code, you know what that is already, but I'm gonna ask in general here, if you have not seen the code, what do you think that could be the name of the expected, how should we name the expected arguments here in their range? How should we name that? Again, no hard line here, but what do you think? Give me a few suggestions there. If you saw the code, you know what that is, what that can be. Okay? Any suggestions for the one in the middle? The one in the middle, the part in the middle, should somehow explain or exemplify what will be the input arguments. So, what is one argument here that for sure we're gonna have to use that? What is one argument here that we know the value already? Any arguments that we know? Because remember, yes, Denominator 0, correct. James, correct. Prabal Deep, correct. So how about we say this? How about we say denominator 0, or the opposite, or 0 denominator, doesn't matter too much, but we are identifying what is it that we are setting the value as. Last one here, what are we expecting to happen if denominator is 0? What do we expect to happen? What is expected there? Dirk, very well. An error, that's true. An error, we call errors in general, we call exceptions. So yes, an exception. So how about we say, exception? Is there anything wrong if you say division by 0 exception? No, you can make this as long as you want, okay? As long as first method, second arguments, third expected results, okay? No arguments here, and then we're gonna implement our 3 sections. I'm gonna just copy the one from the top, arrange the numerator. The numerator can stay 20, that's fine. Denominator has to be 0. Now, here is the interesting thing. We don't expect a result at all. We don't expect that. We expect an error. So there's no value that will come back, but there's an error. We're gonna see how we will be handling that. In terms of acting, we can leave it like this. As I know that there is no result back, I can just call the method. I know I'm not expecting a result back. And here's where things will be slightly different. We're not gonna have an assert section here. We're gonna do the asserting in a slightly different way. We're gonna use an annotation called expected exception. So we have to annotate that this method will return an exception. We have to annotate that as one of the flags for this method. And I'm gonna have to say type. What is the type of this exception? This is a divide by 0 exception. So this is asking what is the expected problem that will happen, the expected exception. Oh, this is the one. So we return the type of this class, okay? And it's gonna see if it's a match, okay? Any questions about this? Square brackets do. I'm assuming that you mean this one. So this is just a syntax, Sina. This is a syntax when we want to create what I'm calling annotations. There's another name for that. There's another term for that. I just don't recall the name right now, but I call them annotations. But there is another expression. I think that one of the quizzes they have a different term used for that. Again, I call them annotations. Okay, method annotations. If it's necessary, yes, it is, because if you don't put it, look. Also, actually, you just reminded me to show you something. Look here. I'm gonna remove the annotation of the class. Look at the Solution Explorer here, at the Test Explorer. You see, Visual Studio no longer recognize this class as a test class. So our Test Explorer, it's empty right now because we got rid of the annotation. Now, let me show you this as well. Test methods. Now I can see both methods. Look, both of them. Okay. So I see this one, regular integers, and the second one. What if I remove this annotation here? Look, see, this method it's no longer flagged as a test method. Okay, so that's why it is necessary. It's necessary because of the integration with Visual Studio. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here division by 0. Now, how about we run our test again? See, we have denominator 0, expected exception, this is the one, and then we're gonna run our tests. Give it a try, give it a few milliseconds, and let's see. Okay, look, we have both a green checkbox. Okay, now let's make a small change here. Let's go to our methods and say, you know what? Let's do a test here. If denominator is equals to 0, then return 0. Else, return this. So, by doing this, are we still gonna have our exception here? What do you think? Are we still getting an exception? We are no longer getting an exception because now I'm testing the value of denominator. If it's equals to 0, it's not gonna divide. So guess what? Guess what will happen when I run the tests? Am I gonna have a problem there with the test? Yes, I will. Let's run both of them again. Run. Look, the second one, the denominator 0 exception, is failing. It's failing, see? Because here we have test methods did not throw expected exception. What is the expected exception? Divide by 0 exception. So it might be mind twisting, but because this code is no longer giving an exception, our test is failing because our test is expecting an exception. If you got your mind twisted by that, you are not alone. I got my mind twisted the first time that I saw this. But that's it. It's failing because it's not behaving as expected. Because we were expecting a failure and it's not failing anymore. Okay? Again, tell me if this makes sense, please. If it did not make sense, that's fine. I can repeat, I can reinforce that, but give me some feedback here. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna assume that it makes sense and you got it. I'm gonna revert that back. Okay. So I'm gonna go back here to the class. I'm gonna get rid of this. Just gonna keep it like it was originally. I'm gonna run again just to make sure, and we should be okay now. Awesome. Okay, so now for the last one, the last method that we're gonna be doing. Remember when we were studying try catch block exception handling? You saw that we can throw exceptions as well. We can throw our own exceptions. We can say, if this happens, throw an exception. We're gonna do something like that here, just for the sake of testing, okay? So our calculator, from a testing standpoint, we're gonna impose a rule to our calculator. The rule is this: numerator cannot be smaller than denominator. We're going to impose that rule. This rule will make sure that at the very least you're going to get 1 as the return value of the division. So again, I'm going to say, if I'm just imposing that, I just decided to build that rule. If numerator is smaller than denominator, then I'm going to throw an exception. I'm going to say throw a new exception. And I'm going to put a message here. The message will say something like this: denominator cannot be greater than numerator. Okay, so you may ask, why are you doing this? Well, I'm just demonstrating that, one, as you know, we can create our own exceptions, we can throw our own exceptions, and as you know now, we can create test methods to test the different situations, circumstances of our method. Now we have a new one. We have a situation where the numerator is, well, our test will be like that. The numerator will be smaller than the denominator because we want to test this exception. So you're gonna go back here to our test calculator. We're gonna create a third method. We're gonna say test method. We're gonna call it public void. Now let's think about how we're gonna name it. We're gonna name the name of the method divide. The second one talks about the parameters that we are sending to the method. So even though this might become a little bit long, but how about we say denominator Mazir, data type. Data type, well, the data type that we are sending, it's always integers, okay? So let's try to be a bit more, I would say, precise in terms of what makes this test unique. It makes it unique because the denominator is greater than the numerator. Huge. I get it. If you make it smaller, that's fine. You may just say greater denominator. It's fine as well. I'm just going overboard here, a bit overboard, but you could just say denominator greater denominator, something like this. It will be fine as well. Actually, let me do this. Something like this would be just fine. Greater denominator underscore. Then we have to say what is it that we expect to happen. Well, very similar to this one here, the second test, we expect an exception. And here we have we will do something similar to the previous one. We're gonna arrange. Now, numerator, let's say 10, denominator 20, because that's the situation. The numerator needs to be smaller than the denominator. We call the method. We expect an exception. What is it that we're missing here? What else do we have to do in this method? Yes, so we have to flag, we have to annotate the expected exception. Okay, yep, that's the one. Now we have to change the exception type. This one we are expecting to be just a regular a high level exception, okay? Again, this type needs to match the one that is here. Now we have three methods. Look at our tests explorer. It shows that the first method, well, it's ordered alphabetically. So it shows that this one here never run because it has an exclamation mark. We're gonna run everything again and let's see how it goes. Okay, so all three of them worked. If I go back to the code and I eliminate this, if I try to run again, our new one will no longer pass because it will not throw an exception. See? The new one did not pass. Okay? Again, failing or passing the test is all about, is it what we expect to happen? Is it really happening? That's really it. Okay? Again, any questions? In our next segment, we're gonna be practicing this, okay? So you're gonna have a chance to go hands-on with an exercise. Great. What's next now? Two final points here. We're gonna see two additional annotations. Okay? Look at this. We only have one method here. In one single method, I have three test cases, three different unit cases. Sorry, unit tests, okay? Can you imagine in a huge application how many we may have? We may have dozens, even hundreds of tests. Now, annotation is here to help us as well with that. We can use certain types of annotations to classify our different tests a little bit better. We can classify them by owner and we can classify them by category, okay? So owner, it might be the name of a developer, it might be the name of a department, it might be whatever name you want to attribute as the owner of that test method, okay? So we can say something like this: square brackets, owner, and then we put the owner name inside. I can say that this is from John, or I don't know, from accounting. Then I can say that the next one is from, I don't know, it's for sales. And the last one as well. Okay? So we can classify them. When we do that and we rerun the tests, the Test Explorer will read this new tag here, will read this new annotation. And now, look, we have this traits column that says owner, sales, owner, accounting, owner, sales. What we can do here, we can access, we can filter the list easily by clicking this funnel. And then I can say, I only want to see the sales ones or the accounting ones. See, very easy. You can classify by owner. Okay, that's it. That's really the only use of that. Okay, and the last one is the category. We can specify different categories for those methods, those test methods. I can say a test category And I can say, let's say that we want to classify by importance. Let's say that this is important. And the next one is very important. And the last one is just important. Same way as we did with owner, if we rerun the tests, we're going to be able to see now under the traits, we not only see owner, but we see whether or not, we see the category. And then I can filter by category, like very important, important, and the filter gets applied automatically by Visual Studio. See? Check there. And we can do combinations. Is important and belongs to sales. Is important and the owner is accounting. Okay? So again, this type of annotation is a way that you can classify your test methods by owner and by test category. Okay? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so any questions? Any questions with this topic? We are coming towards the end of the topic here. Okay, so how about to do this? Let's take another Nearpod. Can you please load Nearpod? I have a second Nearpod there that we can have a look. Okay, Mazir, do we have it? Mazir is asking, do we have it in the final test? That is the plan. So for the final test, the content is this. We're gonna have GUI, graphical user interface. We're gonna have abstraction, polymorphism, interface, inheritance. We're gonna have test case here, and I think that there is another topic here. Give me 1 second. I'll bring that up in a second, but the main topics are those. So again, GUI, test-driven development, polymorphism, inheritance, interface, and abstraction. Those are the 3 main points. There's another one. Oh, of course. Exception handling. You're gonna have to use not a lot, just a little bit, just a simple try-catch block, but there is an exception handling. So those are the 4 topics: GUI, exception handling, test-driven development, and polymorphism, abstraction, interfaces. Okay. Okay, and next week we have our quiz 5, which is the last quiz, and it will be just about GUI and test-driven development, just about those 2 topics. Okay, next week for the quiz. Okay, second set here. Have a look there. Here's the codes. The link is there as well in the chat and on Padlet. We have 4 questions there. I'm gonna just hide the names. Here is the link. Here is the codes. The link is there, and I'm gonna have 3 minutes here. See now, what's going on with your Test Explorer? It doesn't work. What do you mean by doesn't work? Okay, so I have Slack open as well. So if you want to log in on Slack, you can send me via Slack. It's easier to send this kind of thing. You can just easily copy and paste there. Although create the horizontal bar in the form. I assume that you were talking about that application that we worked before that had the output when we were dealing with a list. Is that those bars that the calculator? Oh, you mean, okay, let me see here. Oh, I see. You mean this bar here? Okay, this is just a label, and I typed the underscore character. That's it. Yeah, it's very simple. It's a workaround that. Okay, so Sina, let me check it out here. Let me see if I can give you some direction here quickly. Sina, where did you send that? I don't see it. Well, where in Slack? Because I don't see anything here. At least I didn't get it yet. Which did you send in a channel? Did you send to me directly? Yeah, section 5. I'm there, but I don't see anything. Which channel? Maybe. Yeah. So Sina, let me have a look at that during the exercise time because we are about to go through exercise. Okay. So give me a few minutes on that. Then I can proceed here, and I'll check with you. Okay. So let's have a look here. Okay. So 4 questions here. First one. If a test fails, it means that your code has a compilation error? True or false? If a test fails, does it mean that you have a compilation error? Is that true or is that false? Correct, Maldo. It's false. It does mean that you have a compilation error. It means that your expected result is not matching what is actually happening. This is not a compilation error, okay? So this is false. Okay, so that's the term that I was missing. Okay, so I was calling annotate. So you can call that like a test class or test method. You can call those as annotations or as methods decorations. That was the keyword that I was not remembering. Okay, I missed there. So how do you decorate a test class and a test method respectively? Which one? Which one of those? A, B, C, or D? B. That's correct. That's correct, James. Derek, thank you. So we don't have tested class, tested methods, category class, validated class. We have test class and test methods. Okay? Great. Check all valid examples of decorations for test methods. All valid examples. Let's see the first one. Test methods. How does that work? Is that good? Test methods? Yes, it is. Exception. So expected exception, type of exception. It's correct as well. Okay? We have the owner, we saw that. And we also have the test category. Okay, so all four of them are correct. Those are all different decorations that you can add to test methods. Okay? And last one. The assert class has a collection of helper methods to test various conditions within unit tests. If the condition being tested is not met, an exception is thrown. All methods below are available from the assert class, except which one? Which one is not available? You can just check there. You can just go to the codes, have a look at them. Anyone? Yep, James, is truthful, is not nullable. Those do not exist. Everything else exists. Equal is false, are not equal, are same, fail, and it's null. These two, they do not exist. Okay? Great. Great, great, great. Okay, let me just see what's going on with our agenda here. Any questions? Any questions here? We are wrapping things up. As you saw, test methods, they don't have arguments, they don't have return values, and they must be public as well. Okay, those are the three sections that we have in our test methods. Testing is very important, part that is often omitted or overlooked in the development cycle. You can prove that your code is actually working. Testing is only available on Visual Studio in the professional or enterprise version, but not in the community. Okay? And yeah, we saw a few of the decorations like category, owner, test method, test class. Okay? This is a bit of a summary here. Okay, so on our next segment, we're gonna be doing an exercise. Okay, so beginning of next segment, we're gonna be I'll be taking the attendance, and then we're gonna be going through an exercise. I highly recommend that you try the exercise because it will help you to practice not only test-driven development, but also graphical user interface. Okay, so give it a good try. I'll be around to answer your questions. If you have other questions that I may help you with, we can talk about that. We can chat about that as well. But I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Come back. I'll take attendance and we'll jump to the exercise. 5 minutes. Okay, everyone. Just a quick feedback. I mean, can you all hear me? Just give me a yes, no. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay, Mazir, how much use the test unit in the industry. Okay, mas here different companies will have different policies, will have different strategies on how to do that. I can tell you this, unit testing is a big part of, not so much of quality assurance, because this unit test is closer to the developer than to a QA, but it is quite useful. Different companies, again, will use different frameworks. There are different frameworks out there. I'm showing one of them, the one that comes by default with Visual Studio, but there are many others there. As long as you get yourself familiarized with one strategy, you will be well covered there. Okay, so again, it's very useful. No problem. Okay, so before we jump, actually, let me get you going with the exercise, and then I'll take attendance. So if you go to week 12, under programming exercises 14, here you're gonna be using not only in a Windows environment, but also you're gonna be using that with a test scenario. Okay, so give this a good try. It's very detailed, not very long, but very detailed here. You're gonna have a chance to practice Windows development and test-driven development as well, both of them. If you have any questions as you go along, let me know. We have just one class to implement, okay? And get started. I will be online here, available, listening to you. And if anyone has any questions about the exercise or about anything else, with assignments in general, I'm here to help. Okay, Sina, you had a problem. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Sina, I see it. Okay, I'm checking the image you sent me. Sina, did you try to right click and click run? Because it's just telling you the exclamation mark. This exclamation mark here, it's just telling you that you didn't run the test yet. So right click. Yeah, right click under simple calculator and make it run. Just run, and you have here, look, you have those icons here. Run with that. Click there and see what happens. Nothing happens. So you never get, it doesn't leave this exclamation mark. It's always there. No green nor red. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it says that it's running fine. Sina, would it be okay if I give you, because I can give you presenter access, then you can share your screen, and I think that I can ask for control. Do you want to share your screen? Are you okay? I mean, I can, but everyone would see your screen, okay? Is that okay if everyone sees your screen? Okay? So I'm gonna try that. By the way, if you are trying to get the exercise done and this talk is bothering you, you can mute. Actually, before you mute, Sina, hold on a second. Let me just take a quick attendance here so I can get this out of the way. Akshil, I don't see you there. Akshil. Amir Salam, I don't see you either. Andre, I see you there. Again, if you see your name, you may want just to say hi. And I'm here, but yeah, I see you, Andre. Ashdeep, I don't see you there. Bazil, I saw you there. Christy, I don't see you there. Yep. Danielle, I don't see you there. Diogo, I don't see you there. Diogo. Dirk, I saw you, Dirk. Ederson, I saw you earlier. Edgar, you're there. Farzan, I don't see you there. Gopika, I see you there. Yep, I see you there. Gurkirat, I don't see you there. Harmandeep, I don't see Harmandeep here. Hoi Fong is there. Hoi. James is there. Kay is there. Lincoln, I don't see Lincoln there. Mamadou is there. Malmin is not there. Matthew is there. Mazir is there. Nabil is not there. Parwinder is not there. Pravaldeep is there. Prachads is not there. Samvel is there. Sina is there. And Weihao is not there. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Great. So Sina, let's try to do this. So Sina, I see you twice. I don't know which one is which here. Oh, Kai, sorry about that. You're there. Sorry. So Sina, I see you twice here. I'm gonna try this one for the web. So I'm gonna make you presenter. You're gonna have the option to share your screen, Sina. Okay, so let me see here. Let me put this in the recording as well. Okay, so let me maximize to see it better. So go to Visual Studio. And go there. Go to the run. Sina, go to the screen behind the. Go back to the solution. Go to simple calculator. Go to the screen behind. Yeah. Go to show me the solution. Where is the solution? Solution Explorer on the side. It's collapsed. Okay. Go to the solution icon at the very top and right click there. Right click. Rebuild solution. Do a full rebuild there. Yep. So 2 succeeded, 0 failed. Okay. Okay, so things are working fine there. Yes, I can see, Sina. So Um, hmm. Can you go back again to go to test explorer? See now, don't click the strange. Can you open your simple calculator test, the class? Scroll all the way up. So this is exactly the project that you have downloaded from Centennial, correct? I mean, pretty much the same that you got from Centennial. Okay. Okay. Very strange. Very strange. Go back there. Go one more time there. Calculator. See now, try closing your Visual Studio and open it again. Try closing it there. Try to open it again. Go back again to the test. Okay, the same thing. There's something a bit strange in yours. Can you go to the test menu once again, Sina? Just go to the test. Yeah, your Visual Studio is light. It seems a little bit different from mine. My menu, my test menu is different from that. Again, I don't know. Can you go back to Visual Studio? Go back to Visual Studio there. I get it, 2019. So let's just check one thing. Go to help. Go to help and then about Visual Studio. Go to the very last one. Just want to check something there. Okay. Keep it open there for a second. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, mine is a little bit more up to date than yours, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not about that. I don't think it is. Um, hmm. This is strange. Very strange here. Close the about there, Sina. I'm gonna compare what you see there with what I see on mine here. One second. Just gonna open mine here again. Strange. You right click, you run. just comparing. I'm looking at yours and comparing here with mine.
Professor, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that there is a bit of feedback. You might be listening to me on. Actually, let me change because actually I'm let me try this. Give me 1 second. Sina, give it a try again, because I think that now
Professor, can you hear me?
I can, but I think that it's getting feedback because you are listening to me on your computer, out, um, on your computer, correct? Not in a headset, correct? If you are not in a headset, you may get a lot of feedback. You know.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now it's okay.
So,
So
Professor, what I think the problem is here that out comes 3 not run.
yeah, it's just saying that it. So can you just there is a bar that you can increase. Yes, you can increase that size. Just yeah,
Sure.
just try to see if you can drag a little bit, so I can see that a little bit better. 3 did not run. Okay, you know what? Let's figure this out. I'm gonna use our friend Google. So let's see here. MS test. Um, so Sina, just to confirm, this is again exactly the one that you downloaded, correct?
I downloaded, but this simple calculator test I deleted, and with you, I again write it. Same as you.
Okay, okay. Can we do can you try something here? Can you try to keep the one that you did, but because I'm just wondering if there is something going on somewhere else. I found. Let me see here.
So do you want that I download it again and exactly run the file?
Give it a try, Sina, just to make
Sure.
sure that we eliminate that possibility, okay?
Sure. I'll do it now.
You can start cooking the meatballs if you want.
So Professor, this is exactly the file that I downloaded.
Yeah, and it's behaving the same way. Can you?
Let me run it.
Yep, give it a try. Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
same thing.
same thing. Okay, so I found, and maybe this will help, maybe this won't. I'm not sure, but again, you would have to give it a try yourself there. I found this link on Stack Overflow. Have a look at what he says here.
It's not from me, Professor.
What is that?
The sound is not from me.
It's not from you? Okay. So let me. I was wondering if it was you, but anyway, let's see here.
No. I'm alone in the home.
Okay. Okay, let's see who else has the mic. Okay, Andre, you have the mic. Okay, I'm muting just a few people here. Okay. And yeah, that's okay. Okay, so yeah, so again, so look at this link that I just sent to you. Have a look at the not in the chat, have a look at if this by any chance, no, it might be that, I don't know. That's the only thing that I was able to find here. The first suggestion there, again, that's the one thing that I can think of. Not that I can think of actually, that I found,
If I delete the Visual Studio and reinstall it, maybe that's work.
I don't know if that's the problem, to be honest with you, Sina. It might. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Again, I have not seen this before. Okay, so I would give it a try on a few of the suggestions here on Stack Overflow before doing anything else. Don't go radical there and get rid of the whole thing. And no, don't do that yet. Give it a try on a few other things. Actually, even you could even start a project from scratch there, and then start a test project from scratch and test that. Just do a very simple one. Prabhaldeep says that she thinks that is something related to references. Can we have a look at references? But references should be fine because again,
But download the file exactly from the website.
That's what I'm saying. But go there. Let's have a look at the reference. But I mean, reference should be okay because you are able to compile. Expand the references there for the calculator tests. See, the calculator is there. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, Sina, log on to the VM machine on Centennial and use that one, you know, because
The class apps?
yes, exactly, you know, because there's
Oh,
just so
okay.
much. I mean, if there is a problem that we cannot work around,
But Professor, there is one big difference here.
what's
When we
that?
run it here, uh, oh, which of them is that one? I'm in this one. Uh, the previous time when we run it, we get some more letters here. That I think something the first time happened, but we didn't see it, and is in the few seconds they are changed to the green, but again they come back to this blue icon right here. But I just maybe just one tiny second.
I see. I get it. I get what you're saying. Um, there's something else that's a little bit strange to me, uh, which actually I cannot quite put my finger on that, but let me see here. Yeah, strange. I think that I may have seen this before, but I may have seen this before. Because this is not that strange to me. Yeah. Again, Sina, give it a try on some of those things from that link that I sent you. If none of them work, at least for now, you should give it a try on maybe using the VM machine because, yeah, I mean, I don't know what might be going wrong. It is a bit challenging to debug this kind of stuff remotely, you know, like this. But again,
Yes, understand.
I don't even know what else I could try here. Again, have a look at some of those links and see if here's what I'll do. One, have a look at some of those links, one of those links that I sent to you, the very first answer there. Two, try to create a new project from scratch. You don't need to copy everything here. Just create a very simple Windows app, create a very simple test app, see how it goes when you create from scratch on your environment. Because maybe it's something about how can I say? Maybe something that is in the files that I sent that might be incompatible with your environment there.
Oh,
Maybe,
understood, Professor.
maybe something like that.
So I will try this one. If it doesn't work, I will use the VMR.
Give it a try. So yeah, so give that a try, okay?
Okay, Professor.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Okay. Mamadou. Okay, I'm not sure if I missed anything, but my reference isn't clearing the error on divide method. Okay, it's not clearing the error on divide my reference. Okay. So you're talking about the calculator that you just went through? Is that the one that you're talking about? Okay, referencing. I'm referencing from the calculator to the calculator that. You are referencing. Actually, let me open here. I think that you are describing the opposite direction, Mamadou. You are referencing from the calculator test here. Look, I think I'm sharing the screen. Yes, I am. From the calculator test to the calculator. So it's not the references here in the calculator to the calculator tests. Okay, so again, calculator tests will make a reference to calculator, not the opposite. And okay, so where is the error? Is that the error when you try to is that, let me open here. So are you getting an error right here that the simple calculator is not visible yet? On the divide methods. When you call the divide, is that in this line? Okay, so whenever you are calling divide, you're getting the error. I mean, I guess I get it, 3 errors. So what you're saying is that divide is not visible. What is the error message? What is the message? Move the mouse over there and tell me the message. And I'm gonna point you to a few directions here. 1, did you add the namespace calculator to the file? Okay, so go to the simple calculator, make sure that the divide is public and static. Great. Yes, using calculator. Yeah. So it's not only a reference that you have to put, but then in the file you have to call the namespace. Okay? Awesome. No worries, no problem. Okay, everyone, any other questions, anything that I can help you with? Might be from the assignment, from the exercise. Okay, the solution for this exercise, I'll be posting before the end of the week. It's already done, but I want you to give it a try first before I post the solution, okay? Thank you, Pravaldeep. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Again, if you need to leave, you can. Have a good rest of the week for all of you. Take care. Stay safe, stay sound, and I'll see you all next week. Okay, next week, remember, we have quiz number 5. Okay, have a good one, all of you.